Okay, so when you find your comfortable seat, you can have your legs long, or you can bring them to a cross-legged, a folded seat. This is where I'm going to find myself. And if at any point how you've situated yourself becomes uncomfortable, I invite you to just find a new comfortable seat. Okay, so part of yoga is that it's just a practice. It's something we practice as much or as often as we would like to, and it helps us to start to get in tune with ourselves, with our space and how things feel. So every day that can be different, and just allow yourself the space to find your own comfort. And the other thing is, since I can't be with you in person, I just want you to know that you know your body the best. So if I start to take us into any postures, or I speak through something that doesn't sit well with your body, know that you can always adjust. You can come out of it or modify as you wish, okay? So once you're in your comfortable seat, maybe make some circles at your waist, starting to let your upper body make circles in one direction, and then reverse those circles in the opposite direction, feeling your sit bones really grounded into whatever it is you're seated on. And then come upright with the crown of your head growing taller toward the ceiling. And then let's interlace all 10 fingers together. Flip your palms toward the screen. Reach out with your palms. And then as you inhale, start to take your palms up towards the ceiling, reaching tall with your palms and feeling like you're really rooting down through your seat. And then let's take a side bend. So start to arc your way over to the right, keeping length along that entire side body. So think more lengthening than dumping into your side bend. And then inhale your way up, and let's go to the left. So start to arc over, or the opposite side. So whatever way you did, just take it to the opposite direction. And then inhale your way back to center. As you exhale, let your fingertips come up behind you, find the ground. And then start to look up with your eyes to take a light back bend. And then as you exhale, let your chin come down to your chest. And think of hollowing out your belly, taking your belly button toward your spine, finding a slight arch in your spine. And then as you inhale, bring your chin back up to parallel with the earth. You can bring your hands back towards your lap. And if it's comfortable for you, let your eyes slip to a close. And then just start to notice your space. Notice what you hear. Notice what you feel, what you can smell. And then let's start to take our awareness inward. So start to notice your breath without changing anything. Just start to see how it feels as you breathe, how your breath moves your body. Maybe if it feels like your breaths are shallow, maybe if they feel long, maybe if it feels difficult to focus on your breathing. All of this is just awareness and mindfulness as we start to practice guiding our mind toward focusing on what it is we would like to focus on. And so now we'll start to deepen our breath. Bring both of your hands to your belly button. And on your next inhale, I want you to poke your belly button out into your hands, letting the air fill your belly as you inhale. And then as you exhale, start to take your navel back towards your spine. Let your hands hug your belly button as they contract in. Let's do that once more. So inhale deeply into your belly. Fill your belly with air. Let your hands fill out as your belly expands. And then as you exhale, start to take your navel in towards your spine. Your hands contract with your belly. And then let's bring our hands to our rib cage. So imagine you have a corset. And as you inhale, start to expand your rib cage into your hands. Continue to let your air fill your belly. And then as you exhale, fill your rib cage, contract in. Empty your belly with air as your navel comes towards your spine again. If my words are too fast or too slow, I invite you to breathe with your own pace. Let's expand with our inhale. Let your rib cage expand into both hands. Belly expands with air. And then slowly exhale, letting your rib cage contract in. And finally, your belly button comes in, navel toward the spine. And when you're ready, bring both hands to your heart, one on top of the other. Imagine you have the same pair of hands on your upper back. And on your next inhale, start to expand your chest with air, your upper back with air, filling your hands. Let your rib cage expand, your belly expands. And then as you exhale, slowly let your air out, thinking of lengthening your exhale. See if you can start to take more time as you let all of your air out of your body. And when you're ready, once again, fill your chest with air. Feel your hands expand. Your upper back expands with air. And as you exhale, slowly let all of your air out. And then I invite you to bring your hands to one of those three places that resonated with you, or you can let them rest in your lap. And we'll connect those 3 points of breathing. So on your next inhale, start to expand your chest with air. Fill your rib cage. Fill your belly. Maybe hold it at the top. And then exhale, slowly start to push the air out. Letting your chest contract in. Rib cage comes in. Finally, all of the air exits from your belly. And as you inhale, start to fill your belly. Rib cage, chest, hold it at the top, and then exhale, let the air out of your chest, through your rib cage, and finally out of your belly. Let's take 3 more big belly breaths, using our entire torso as we fill with air. As you inhale, think of relaxing your eyelids. And as you exhale, think of letting yourself ground and land in the space that you're in. Deep breathing is very good for your lungs. It's good for your heart. It's good for your mind. And it lets your body start to feel that everything is okay. And as new thoughts come to mind, think of letting those thoughts simply evaporate on each exhale. And then think of focusing your mind again on your breath as you inhale. And this mindful breathing can be done any time of the day. Even if you only have a few seconds, you can take a few deep breaths. So wherever you are, let all of your air out. Let's take a collective deep breath as though we could be in the same space together to start our flow. So as you inhale, start to fill your chest, fill your rib cage expand, fill your belly expand with air. Hold it at the top, and then let's open mouth, sigh it all out, like you're fogging up a mirror. So nice, you can let your eyes slip open. Let's interlace all 10 fingers once again. Hug your hands together and just start to draw a figure 8. So tracing an infinity sign, let's say on its side, with your wrist, starting to get a bit of warmth in our wrists, thinking of warming our hands up before we start to do a little bit of weight bearing on our hands. And then reverse that figure 8. So take it just in the opposite direction. Really nice. And then you can let your hands come apart. Start to flick your fingertips toward the screen as though you had water droplets on them and you wanted to get them off. And then as you inhale, keep flicking your fingertips and take your arms up toward the sky. And then when you exhale, let your arms come out to the side and down toward the ground. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, take your arms up. Flick, 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 flick. Exhale, out to the side, down toward the ground. 1 more time. Your arms might be tingling and singing to you as they warm up. Inhale up, exhale down. Once you come down to the ground, let your hands rest. Take a deep inhale. A slow exhale, and just notice how your arms feel. Perhaps they're already getting a bit warm. And then we'll do 1 more warming exercise. So now open your fingers wide and start to grab for fistful of air. Fistfuls of air. Imagine you could grab the air. And then once again, as you inhale, keep grabbing and just take your hands up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, take your arms down toward the earth. 2 more times. Inhale up. Keep grabbing. Exhale out and down. And then speed up those grabs. Grab, grab, grab 1 more time. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, take your arms out to the side. And then let those hands rest. Inhale, take your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale to take your shoulders down. 1 more time. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale your shoulders down. All right, now before we come off of our seat, I want you to bring your palms together and I want you to think of 3 points. I'm gonna come closer to the screen just so you guys can see me. So I want you to think of that index knuckle on your palm, that pinky knuckle mound on your palm, and then the cushion part of your thumb here. I want you to find those 3 points between your 2 hands and just sort of rock between them so you can really feel the engagement. And now bring your palms to rest together and then start to engage all 3 points at the same time and feel what that does up your arm all the way into your shoulders, starting to feel that engagement. Yeah, so when we come to weight bear, we'll be on all 4s. And when I talk about the tripods of your hands, I'm talking about those 3 points. Now just know the trickiest one is that index knuckle, so really feel that one engaged into the ground. All right, so if you're seated on something, just take that out from underneath you and we'll come to all 4s. So find yourself in a tabletop position. Your wrists will be stacked underneath your shoulders. Your knees will be underneath your hips and then your ankles will come directly out from your knees so that you look like a nice box. And if this is too much pressure on your wrist, just take those hands a bit forward and it'll help to open up that the angle at your wrist to help with that weight bearing. Now press the ground away, engage those tripods of the hands, start to feel engagement in the core so that you're not just dumping down, but you're pressing the ground away. And then on your inhale, I want you to arch your pelvis toward the sky, let your belly dip toward the ground and look up with your eyes. So this is cow. And then as you exhale, I want you to start to tuck your chin toward your chest, arch your spine, and tuck your pelvis for cat. We'll do those 2 more times. So inhale, drop your belly, look up, take your pelvis up, cow. And then as you exhale, take your chin toward your chest, start to arc your spine towards the ceiling, tuck your pelvis for cat. 1 more. See if you can flow this movement with your breath. So inhale for cow. And then exhale for cat. And then we'll come to rest in our neutral tabletop position. Bring your fingertips to the ground for space, and then step that right foot through on the inside of that right thumb. If it didn't quite make it, you just grab that ankle and you pull it forward. And then as you inhale, start to bend that right knee towards your right toes. Look up with your eyes. You'll start to feel a stretch in that left quad. The left quad, maybe even into the left hip, perhaps the right hip. Just continue to breathe into your belly. And then as you exhale, shift your hips back. Think of straightening that right leg long and tucking your chin toward your chest. So now getting a nice stretch underneath that right leg. And then we'll flow between those two postures. So inhale, bend into that right knee, coming forward with your hips. Look up with your eyes. And then exhale, lengthen that right leg, shift your hips back, and tuck your chin. Just one more time. Inhale, forward, looking up. And exhale, take your hips back, lengthen that right leg for half splits. And then inhale to come forward, stack that right knee over the right ankle. Plant the left hand under your left shoulder and swing the right arm out and up for a twist. So as you twist, reach toward the sky with your right fingertips. Look down and see that that right knee is still over that right ankle so that it's not buckling out. And then as you exhale, bring those right fingertips back to the ground or your mat. Step that right knee back. Let's take one cat and cow. So in your tabletop, as you inhale, let your belly drop, look up with your eyes for cow. And as you exhale, press the ground away, tuck your chin, arch your spine for cat. And then once again, we'll come to our tabletop neutral position. Bring your fingertips to the ground, make space. This time step the left foot through. Step that left foot up, or just grab that left heel, bring that left foot up. And then as you inhale, bend into that left knee. Starting to take that left knee forward over your left toes, looking up with your eyes. Starting to feel a stretch now in that right quad, the right hip, maybe the left hip. Maybe you feel a different sensation on this side. And then when you're ready, exhale, shift those hips back, lengthen that left leg. Maybe take those left toes off of the ground as you stretch that underside of the left leg. Think of lengthening your spine. And then inhale to bring your hips forward, bend into that left knee, look up with your eyes. Exhale, shift your hips back, lengthen that left leg long. One more time. Inhale to come forward. Maybe already noticing your body opening as you stretch. And exhale to come back with your hips, left leg long. And then once again, come forward. Stack that left knee over the left ankle. Plant the right hand under the right shoulder. Fly the left arm up for your twist. So looking up with your eyes toward those left fingertips, stretching up. Press the ground away with your right hand. See that that left knee is still tracking over the left ankle. And then as you exhale, bring those fingertips down. Take that left foot back. Now I want you to open your knees wide. Bring your big toes to touch and sit your hips back for a child's pose. So as you take your hips back, maybe they come towards your heels, maybe they stop up high. Wherever it is for you, just let this start to feel like a place you can rest. So bring your upper body down. You can rest on your forearms, or maybe your forehead comes to the ground and you can let your forehead rest. And if it's better for you, you can take your arms alongside your body. Again, this is a passive opening for the hips. Think of lengthening your spine and breathing deep into your belly, also into your back body, and then slowly exhaling all of your air out. So know that this child's pose is here for you anytime you would like to take it, and you can stay as long as you wish. If you're ready to keep moving, bring your arms forward if you took them back. Press your palms into the ground and inhale your upper body up, coming to your tabletop position once more. Bring your fingertips to the ground, step that right foot through, step that left foot through, and just let yourself hang. So coming to a forward fold, let gravity do the work. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Let everything shake. Maybe shake out your arms, shake out your knees, do a little cha-cha-cha dance. Nice, everyone. And then let's measure our feet while we're down here. So put a bend in your knees, put two fists together, and bring your fist between your feet. So we want our feet to be about hip width distance, and this is a good way to measure. So squeeze those fists, and then see that the outside of your feet are parallel. And then tuck your chin, and slowly start to uncurl your way all the way standing. Once you get to the top, inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Let those palms touch And exhale to bring your prayer or your palms in front of your chest. So nice. Let's bring our hands down alongside our body. I'll face you, but you can stay however you're standing. So see that your feet are still open hip width distance. If you need to measure again, those 2 fists, squeeze them between your feet. Outside of the feet are parallel. Now the 3 points underneath your hand that I showed you are also underneath your feet. So feel the bottom of the big toe mound, the bottom of that pinky toe mound, and that cushion part of the heel engaged into the ground. Go ahead and rock along those 3 points so you can really feel how they start to root you into the ground. And then come to pause so that you're evenly distributing your weight along all 3 points. Now lift your toes from the earth. Really engage the big toe mound down into the ground. And then tap your thighs and feel that your quads are a bit engaged. So if they're really loosey-goosey, I want you to just start to tighten up that muscle so that you've got engagement there, and slowly release your toes down to the earth lightly. And then keep that engagement once your toes are down in your quads, and bring your hands to your hips. So now we want to start to neutralize our pelvis. You can start by rocking back and forth, seeing how your pelvis just moves. You know, arch it or slouch it. And what we want is to start to neutralize. So imagine there were 2 panes of glass between you, and you want it to slide without touching either one. So a lot of times that means with our pelvis that we've got to tuck it under just a bit. And then once you have your pelvis neutralized, I want you to think of zipping up that core. So tap, tap, tap your core. You can tap the front, but the core is a 360 cylinder. So tap your sides, engage those sides, tap your back, engage that back body, and now start to feel like you grow from your hips up through your rib cage. So there's a lot of space as your core stays engaged, yeah? And then check the rib cage. You don't want it to splay out. So see that your rib cage tucks on top of that engaged core. And then bring your arms back down to your sides. Let your palms face forward so that there's a broadening in your chest. Your collarbone is smiling. And then let your shoulders rest down your back. Maybe do a shoulder roll up. Take it down your back and rest it there. Let your ears rest over your shoulders. So if there were a wall behind you, the back of your head would rest on that wall. And then finally grow taller through the crown of your head as though you could touch the ceiling. And now we're in Tadasana, or a very nice stacked posture. That is the ideal way we would like to stand with our joints nicely stacked on top of each other. So let's take an inhale here. So the engagement of the quads, tripods of the feet rooting down, growing taller through the waist, and then exhale slowly. So nice. Now with your stacked posture, on your next inhale, I want you to bring your arms to the instrument that you play. So you're gonna mime your instrument. And then while you're here, take a deep inhale, root your feet into the ground. Exhale, let your shoulder blades rest down your back. And then as you inhale again, maybe start to make circles, or you can start to use your fingers to make a pretend sound, whatever instrument you might play, but feel really grounded in the bottom half of you and feel light in the upper half of you so that you have lots of space and freedom to move in whatever way it is that you do for your instrument. And then when you're ready, inhale, let your arms come to rest down by your side. Exhale one more time, let all of your air out slowly. And now we'll do some flowing. So inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. Grab a hold of that left wrist with your right fingertips. Grow taller through your left fingertips. And then as you exhale, side bend to the right. So as we side bend, we want to remain stacked with our body. So feel that your rib cage is still on top of that engaged core. That right shoulder blade, we'd like to be parallel with that left shoulder blade. So maybe bring the right shoulder head forward. And then as you exhale, think of growing taller to maybe take your arc deeper. And then inhale to come back to center. Release your grip. We'll take the other side. Wrap your left fingertips around that right wrist. Inhale to grow taller. And then exhale to side bend to the left. When you get to your first point of resistance, simply breathe and check in with what you know to be strong. So root yourself through the tripods of your feet. Tuck that rib cage on top of your engaged pelvis. And then inhale to make space. And maybe with your exhale, you go a little deeper, even if it's a millimeter. And then inhale to come back up. As you exhale, let your hands come behind your back. Bring the palms to what would be your pants pockets. Start to take your elbows toward each other, opening through the front of your chest. And then look up with your eyes for another light back bend. And then as you exhale, put a big bend in your knees and forward fold, hinging at the waist. Coming forward, let your hands just dangle once you get down to the ground. Once more, shake out your knees, cha-cha-cha. This time, let's come to pause. Bring your palms to your shins. Press your shins into your palms and your palms into your shins. Reach long with your spine. So take your tailbone back toward the back wall behind you and the crown of your head forward to make length and space in your spine. And then as you exhale, forward fold. So we call that a flat back, and that's something that allows our forward fold to start to get deeper. Let's do it once more. So palms to shins, reach out, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Put a bend in your knees, tuck your chin. Slowly start to uncurl your way all the way up to standing. Once you get to the top, inhale. This time take those left fingertips to the right wrist. Inhale to grow taller. Exhale to side bend toward the left. Remember to breathe at your own pace, filling your belly with air, and exhale slowly so your body knows that it's safe and okay. Inhale to come back up to center. Reverse your grip. Right fingers around the left wrist. Inhale, grow taller, and then exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale through the tripods of your feet. As you exhale, come back up to center. Let those hands come behind you. This time, maybe interlace your fingers if that's there, or put your palms on your back pockets again. Look up with your eyes. And then exhale, bend the knees, take your hands forward, forward fold. You can take your fist up toward the sky if you interlaced your hands. And then exhale, let's all release our hands. Palms to shins, reach the crown of head forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, take a big step back with that right foot. Let that right knee come down to the ground, untuck those right toes. Inhale, bend into the left knee, look up with your eyes, you've been here before. Exhale, take your hips back, lengthening that left leg. Inhale to come forward, plant that right hand under the right shoulder, swing the left arm out and up for your twist. Exhale, take that left hand down. Bring both fingertips to the ground, tuck that right foot, and take that right knee up from the ground. So we're in like a runner's lunge. See that the left knee is stacked on top of that left heel. And then engage your core, kick through that right heel, and inhale your upper body up. Arms rise, palms face each other, biceps spiral in towards your ears. Continue to kick through that right heel, feeling that opening and strengthening in that right quad. And then exhale, start to bring your upper body down, frame that left foot, step forward with the right foot, forward fold, put a bend in your knees, inhale your way up to standing. At the top, inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, once again, forward fold at the waist, coming down. Let your palms come to your shins, reach out flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, this time step back with that left foot. Let the left knee come down, untuck those left toes. And then inhale, bend into that right knee looking up. And exhale, shift those hips back, lengthening that right leg. Inhale to come forward. Plant that left hand under the left shoulder. Fly the right arm out and up for your twist. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Bring fingertips to the ground, tuck the left toes, and pop that left knee up from the ground. So now runner's lunge on the other side. See that that right knee is stacked over the right ankle. And then inhale your way up, core is engaged. Use that core, the core loves you. Spiral those biceps in towards your ears. This time think of taking your shoulder blades down your back. Palms are facing each other, feeling strong in your lower half. As you exhale, bend the waist, bring that right foot, step off of the left, forward fold. Palms to shins, reach out, flat back. Exhale, fold, put a bend in your knees, slowly start to make your way up to standing. Inhale, arms come up, palms touch. Exhale, bring your palms in front of your chest. Maybe let your eyes come to a close and just notice how you feel. Knowing that those movements are there for you anytime you want. You can flow to your own breath at your own pace anytime. We'll do a bit of balancing and then we'll make our way down to the ground. So see that your feet are open hip width distance. Keep your prayer in front of your chest. Start to bring your body weight into that left foot. Root the tripod down into the earth. And then lift the right heel so you're on those tiptoes. And open that right knee out to the side. Then start to bring your right toes toward that left foot. Let the right heel land in front of the left leg. So having an opening already there in the hips. And then if you'd like to take it further, you can start to rise that right foot up. Maybe resting the foot on the left shin or taking it higher up the left thigh for our tree. So wherever you land, just don't have that right foot on the left knee. You want to protect your kneecap. Yeah? And then start to feel that zip up again. So press the left leg into the right foot as that right foot is landing on the left leg. Grow taller through the crown of your head. And then once more, maybe bring your hands to the instrument you play and play the passage that you practiced most recently. And if you fall out, you just get back in. When you're ready, bring your palms together in front of your chest. Bring that right knee up, land that right foot down, shake your knees out, let it go. Nice, everyone. So part of balancing is starting to find the flow as your muscles work to help you balance. So it's not about complete stillness, actually. It's about resilience. So let's do the other side. Bring your body weight into that right foot. Feel the tripod of that right foot evenly into the ground. And then start to lift that left heel. Open the left knee out to the left and bring that left heel in front of the right leg. Feeling that opening in the hip. And then if you'd like to take it up, you can start to lift that left foot, maybe resting on the right shin or taking it up the right thigh. Remember, not the knee. Protect those knees. And then you can play as you wish. If you want to mime your instrument once again, I welcome you to do that. It's different on both sides, so maybe it'll feel different. If you want to play with your branches, you can lift your arms, maybe stretch them tall. Maybe take them behind your back. All sorts of fun things you can do in your tree. Keeping your eyes maybe on one point to focus. And then once again, when you're ready, bring your palms together. Lift that left knee up and step that left foot down. And shake it all out. Nice, everyone. Let's start to bring ourselves down. So come back to the top of your space. See that your feet are open hip width distance. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the waist. One more time, palms to shins, reach out, flat back. Imagine you're balancing something in the center of your back and you don't want it to fall. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, bend your knees. Start to take your hips down towards your heels. And then let your butt land on your ground. Keep the bottom of your feet planted on the earth. We'll do a bit of sneaky core work to make our way down. So bring your hands to your shins. Pull your navel towards your thighs. Feel like your spine is long, the crown of your head is growing taller towards the ceiling. And then inhale, let your arms come forward, palms face each other. And now tuck your chin. And as you start to go back with your upper body, imagine one vertebrae landing on the ground at a time from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. So starting to lower yourself down from your sits bones. The base of your spine, the middle of your spine. Takes a lot of core engagement. My voice shakes when I do this. And then start to land your upper back. Finally, your head lands last. Your hands can go overhead. Stretch your legs long. Take a full body stretch. Let it all go. Nice job, everyone. And then one more time, stamp your feet onto the ground, hug your knees into your chest, and grab for opposite elbows on top of your shins. And then rest the back of your head on the ground. If you took it up, think of growing the base of your spine onto the ground, finding length in your spine. This is important because all day long, gravity is weighing down on our spine and it gets compressed. So it's nice to take time to think of lengthening our spine to have a healthy spine. And then take those knees, let them fall to the right side of your body. Look over your left shoulder. Let your arms come out wide for a supine twist. So in your twist, you can find what's comfortable for you. Maybe you want your elbows bent. Maybe you bring that right hand to the top of your knees to help them fall further toward the earth. Think of letting your hips relax, making space in your spine, perhaps adjusting your left ear closer toward the earth. And then inhale those knees back to center. And exhale, take those knees to the left side. Expand your arms out long, look over the right shoulder on this side for your final spiral. So our spine can move in 6 directions. It can forward fold, back bend. It can do a side bend to the left, side bend to the right, and then it can twist to the left and twist to the right. And it's so important that we take time to allow our spine to move in all 6 directions every day, once again, for optimal spine health. And then when you're ready, inhale those knees back to center. You can give yourself one more giant hug. Maybe bring your forehead toward your knees, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then as you exhale, take everything long. So your legs come down to lie on the ground, nice and long. Let those toes flop out. Your legs can be open any amount that's comfortable for you. Let your arms rest out, palms facing up to help open through the shoulders and the front of your chest. And then think of letting your neck be long, even if you adjust the back of your head to help maintain that length. And finally, if it's comfortable, bring your eyes to a close or a soft gaze. We're in our final yoga posture, which is called Savasana. Savasana translates to dead corpse pose, and it's meant to be a resting pose for the body. So as you inhale, fill your belly, fill with air as it rises toward the sky. And then as you exhale, feel your body sinking into the earth, releasing any tension you might be holding. Inhale, your belly rises. Exhale, your body falls. Inhale, your belly rises. Exhale, your body falls. Relax your eyelids, relax your forehead, relax your jaw. A lot of times we think that resting is perhaps a waste of time or something lazy that we shouldn't be doing because we have so much to do. But actually, resting is really healthy for the body, and it's important for our minds so that our minds can be sharp when we need them to be, and our bodies can perform to the best of their ability. So I'm going to be quiet for just a few moments, and I want you to encourage your mind to focus on your breath as you rest. Deepen our breath one more time. So fill your belly with air. Inhale, let yourself fill up. And as you exhale, let everything go. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Step the bottom of your feet onto the ground. If you want to hug your knees in again, you can do that. And then let your knees fall to one side of your body. You can keep your eyes closed if you want. And then just let your hand come to the ground and push your upper body up, coming back to your seat, exactly where we started. If you can remember, cross your legs in the opposite direction so that it feels like maybe the leg that's not so comfortable is in front. And then one more time, inhale, take your ears up towards your ears. Exhale, roll them down your back. And then inhale, rub your palms together, create a bit of heat in your palms. Close your eyes, and when your palms are warm, bring them on top of your closed eyes. Inhale, drink in all of that darkness into your palms. As you exhale, slowly let your palms come together. Bring your palms in front of your chest once more. Think a thought of gratitude for yourself. I'm thankful that all of you were here with me and that we had this time to move and breathe mindfully. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'll come to the screen now. You're welcome to stay exactly as you are, or you can meet me at the screen. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can write them in the chat. I believe we're using the chat on the app. Yes, there's not a chat here. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the WOVA app chat. And I'll answer them there. If you have any specific questions about stretches, I'm happy to offer them. And as this happens, we can actually do some finger and hand exercises. I want to make sure I'm in the right spot to see any chats that might come in. Ali, if I'm not answering something you see, feel free to just text me. Okay, so for some final wrist exercises, bring your right arm forward, keep a bend in that right elbow, let your palm face the screen, and then with the left hand, take it underneath, hug that thumb, and start to stretch that thumb towards your body. You'll feel when you're getting the stretch, you'll start to feel lengthening up that underside of the right arm. And we'll do each of the fingers. So after your thumb, when you're ready, you can move to that index finger. So this is something I do every day. People ask how much yoga I do every day. I try to get to my mat as much as I can. To be honest, it's not every day, but there are some stretches I do every day. I try to move my spine in all 6 directions, like I mentioned. And then as a violinist, it's really important that my hands and upper body are warm. So this is something I like to do for my fingers and my arms. And then I'm on my pinky, but take your time. And after you've done all 5 fingers, palm to palm. So take that left palm to the right palm. Stretch those fingers towards your body, and then flip the right palm and do the back of the hand. Nice, and then just take a moment to notice. As you're stretching, always take a moment to notice between 2 sides as a way of not hurting yourself. We'll do the other side. So left arm straight out, keep a bend in that left elbow, right arm underneath, and then start with that thumb. So when you take time to notice, it helps to keep you safe as you stretch. And then it also helps you to know exactly what you need for your stretches, because it changes every day. It's not the same. And on my middle finger, ring finger. So I tried to do some movements that were nice for bedtime, because I know it's pretty late. Onto the pinky. And then finally, palm to palm. And then when you're ready, flip that left palm, take the back of the left hand. And then let that hand rest. Just check in.
Make sure I don't see any questions. We're good. I'm gonna send a testing message. Just to make sure, okay. I think I'm saying things. I'm the only one who's written anything. Okay, so finally, let's wave our hands. So wave like you're gonna say hi. And then wave like you're gonna say, come here. And then lastly, get down. Just shake it out. We'll do that once more. So wave hi. Wave come here. And then finally, get down. And then one more upper back stretch that I really like to do for the shoulders. Bring that right arm across the chest and hug it in with that left elbow. You'll actually feel a lengthening there in the tricep, the front of the arm, but think of broadening the back. And that might make space for you to hug that right arm in a little tighter. And then once again, take that arm down to notice. And then we'll do the other side. So take the left arm over in front of the chest, hug it in with that right elbow. And then again, think of broadening the back, the upper back, and then hugging. You can even think of lengthening that left shoulder down so that it's not creeping up, but you're thinking of keeping your shoulders level as you hug it in. As a violinist, this feels so good. I always hold this side a bit longer. And then slowly let your arms come down when you're ready. And you can let that rest. Nice, everyone. So this was day one, I know, for the virtual seminar. Did everybody have a good first day? Yes. See some head nods. Amazing. My information is shared. If anybody would like to reach out, I'm always happy to answer questions and to offer specific advice if anything comes up, whether it be performance anxiety, tension, or injury, or sustaining wellness and good health as you start to explore your path and your career. I know for me that, so I started playing the violin when I was 6, and I was performing since I was quite young, but I had my first experience of real terrifying nerves with where my bow shook. Actually, it was on Carnegie Hall stage. I'll never forget it. And I think it was 2010. It was either 2010 or 11. And it was terrifying. And I had never had that experience before, so I didn't really know what to do. But when I walked off stage, I remember thinking that if this was what performing was going to be like, I didn't want to do it anymore because it really was not fun. And I started doing yoga in 2009. But I think then I really started connecting how deep breathing and rooting myself into the ground with the tripods of my feet and starting to see changes on the mat, experienced that as I played and practiced and started taking those tools onto the concert stage. And that's really where it started to sink in, and those connections were so helpful. So that's how Intermission came to be. And like I said at the beginning, it's really a practice. So I continue to make connections and learn and try things and evolve and grow. So know that there's not one set way. It's yours as you need it. And if we can be of assistance, I run Intermission with another violinist, Elena Uriosti, who some of you might know. But if at any time we can be of assistance, feel free to always reach out. Alrighty. Make sure I still don't have any questions here. I think we're good. If anyone's asking a question and I don't see it, just sort of like wave at the screen. Yeah. so I don't miss it. Very good. All right, guys. If you want to do a last few stretches, I know 8:50 was our pause, but since we're together for a few last final ones, you can let that left ear come towards the left shoulder. Just lengthen the right side of your neck. This is also one I do every day. And then bring your head up, and then take the right ear toward the right shoulder. And think of lengthening the left side of your neck. And then let your head come back up. And then we'll take that a bit further. So bring your right hand behind you and grab it with the left hand, and then start to stretch that right hand toward the left side of your body behind you. And then let the left ear fall toward the left shoulder. And then it just helps to intensify that lengthening and the stretch on the right side. You can start to dip your chin slowly toward your chest. You'll feel that stretch move toward the back of your neck. And then inhale, slowly, slowly let your head come back up. Always move mindfully here. And then inhale your head back up to center. Release that right arm. And we'll do the other side. So take that left hand behind you. Stretch the left hand toward the left. And then let the right ear fall toward the right shoulder. And then you can start to dip your chin if you're ready toward your chest. Feeling that stretch. Maybe take the left shoulder head toward the back, opening through the front of that left shoulder. Slowly bring your head up to center, and then release that left arm down. Those are also really nice as violinists. That's another one of my favorites. And then finally, you can let that chin come down toward your chest. And then let your head fall back. Open your jaw wide, and then just bring your head back to center. And complete. All right, everybody, so I'll leave you with that. Hopefully you get a really good night's rest for the rest of your couple of days in the seminar, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, everyone.